Good morning, our health and happiness visitors, our guests. My name is Wendy Stauffer, and I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. That means that I've built a business, a team that gives me a really nice residual income. That means the work that I did 7 years ago, much of that work is I'm still getting paid for that. So it's kind of nice to get paid for what you've already done and continue to get paid. Unlike when I was a teacher and would go to work and I'd get paid for those hours, and during the summer as a teacher you don't get paid, and I would have to get a second job or find something else to do. So I'm really excited to be here and sharing a little bit. So I posted in the original post, I talked about all the things that I dealt with pre-Plexus. So this is 7 years ago, just over 7.5 years ago, or around 7.5. And I was in the middle of teaching, and I was finding all of those things happening for me, and they had been happening for several years. And each time that, I would talk with friends about it, or we would commiserate together, and we'd all have the same, aging really sucks. Getting older really is terrible. So, it just started, I didn't like the fact that I was aging, and I was only in my 40s. Okay. I'm 56 now as of last week. And I feel so much better than I did. And here's why. So my dad had type 2 diabetes. He actually had blood sugar issues long before that, and we just didn't know it. What I've learned since being with Plexus and diving into health, because that's something I'm really passionate about, was that he had a heart attack when he was 52. And the heart attack was a result of the blood sugar issues. Honestly, that's probably what it was, and the doctors never found it. But they found it after his massive heart attack and the surgery. And then they checked your blood in the hospital and said, oh, by the way, you're a type 2 diabetic. Well, maybe had they figured that out years before, he could have gotten on a regimen that would have stopped him from having heart and artery disease. So I was concerned about that for myself. And so when I was turning 47, 48, and I was told, I was just doing the math. I was told that my blood sugars were high. Now, why was I told that? Because when I would eat, especially like ice cream or the desserts, and I ate them all the time, I would crash hard, like need to take a nap. That was the first sign. And then my next sign was that, I was always the hangry girl. If you hadn't fed me, I was a beast, and I needed to eat all the time. I was gaining weight. I was gaining a lot of weight because my hormones were starting to become imbalanced, and I was eating poorly. I had such cravings. I was so addicted to sugar. And that's what I wanted to eat. If I was tired, I needed sugar. If I was hungry, I just wanted something sweet. I wanted to satisfy this beast that I had in me that was craving sugar. So the thing that was going on for me is I just started noticing that I was needing naps all the time. I was having a hard time remembering things, like remembering kids' names in the classroom. I never had a problem before, and all of a sudden I realized this is a real issue for me. Arthritis in my hands was killing me. I had acid reflux like you wouldn't believe. And it was every night I'd lay down and I'd get this burning. There was a time that I actually went to the hospital and thinking I was having a heart attack because it was so bad. I was moody, and I was not the person that I used to be. I used to be so fun and friendly and loved my family, and all of a sudden I became this wicked witch that just didn't want to be around people all the time. Especially I'd given all of myself to my class, to my job, and then I'd come home and want to take a nap, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. And I still had kids at home. I still have a husband. And so I was feeling guilty about it, but didn't know how to change that. So if any of this sounds like you or someone you know, take a quick listen. I posted on Facebook because I went to the doctor and I said, something's wrong with me. Why am I tired all the time? Well, let's check your blood. Oh, your blood sugar is elevated. So let's check it again in 3 months and see what happens. You need to cut out some of these bad foods. At that time, I didn't know what they were. I did, Baby Ruth bars, not a good food. So 3 months later, got my blood work. She said, yeah, you are a pre-diabetic. We're just going to go ahead and put it in here. You're type 2 diabetic. And 3 months later, we're going to check you again. And then you're going to be on medication if you don't make changes. Oh, I could not even imagine that because I saw my dad go down that road. I posted on Facebook, oh my gosh, my friends, I'm a pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic. What am I going to do? How do I manage this? And of course, I get all the Facebook doctor friends. Oh, well, you have to give up this, and this. And I just was almost in panic mode because of my addiction to that, and that. My friend Angela, she called me and said, hey, I have this company that I'm working with. They have products that are specifically designed to help balance blood sugars, you know, your cholesterol, your lipids, triglycerides, all those things. And it starts healing from the inside. And I'm wondering if you would just help me out by trying it and letting me know if it works for you so that I have a testimony. I'm a helper. I'm a friend. I was like, all right, if it helps without me having to really do a whole lot with my diet, white knuckle, give up junk food, I'll give it a try. I'll let you know in 3 months. So I promised 3 months, and that's going to be really important if you do take a look at this and say, okay, I'll give it a shot. Let me show you what I started with. She said, I have these products. It's a combo, and it's what I started with. It's pretty much what we all start with because we all want this gut health that permeates our life and our body and makes us healthy in so many different ways. Number one, Slim. So Slim is a powder drink, and you might have already seen the video in here, or you know, get a chance to hear about it later, but they come in these little packets, and I use this. Now I have another drink mix. It's called Active for energy and blood health. It's wonderful that I mix with it. Favorite ever. But this comes for, you know, it's 30 packets, so 1 month. I drink one of those a day. BioCleanse. It is a very gentle detoxing. So people say, oh, I need to do a cleanse. This is not that kind of cleanse. This is an everyday, gentle, remove toxins, calcium, magnesium combination. It is awesome. And so if you've got if you are not a regular, you don't poop every day, or you are going way too much, you probably need to look into this a little bit deeper. And then the last one was ProBio 5. We hear about probiotics now a lot, and people are actually getting on them, and they think that they have to be like this many CFUs, and it has to be refrigerated, and it has to be whatever all of the big things that it has to be. Well, let me tell you, this is freeze dried. It makes it into the gut where it's supposed to be, and ours is different. It kills off bad bacteria and yeast. It has a digestive enzyme which helps digestion, and it helps to break down the outer cell of those bacteria and those viruses so that we can kill them off with the antifungal that's also a part of it. And then it goes in and puts in great strains of bacteria that we're supposed to have for general health. Those three things, it's called the triplex. Those three things I took for 3 months, and I'm telling you what, life-changing. So the things that I listed above, in the comments, or in my post, those things up there, pretty much gone. It took me, a good solid month before I really recognized how much energy I was having. It was my teammates at work that were like, what are you doing? You seem to have all this energy at the end of the day when everybody else was dying, and I would have been coming home stumbling to the couch so I could take a nap. Doesn't happen anymore. It didn't happen anymore. So I was blown away with that. The cravings started to go away. My acid reflux started to go away. I just was feeling pretty darn amazing. And I started losing inflammation, which added up to losing some weight. Weight was not my top priority, but it definitely was in there. I was excited about it. Well, then I added a multivitamin called X Factor Plus. And the X Factor Plus it's delivered through an aloe system. It's an aloe product, and so it's great for your body. And let me tell you what it's so good for now. I've reached this age, women, you know what I'm going to talk about, where all of a sudden that heat just starts flushing up the back of your neck, and you're just fanning yourself, and it doesn't matter. You might get red in the face. People know that it's happening. With X Factor Plus, like, I was suffering from those hot flashes and night sweats, and they're gone. Now, I found something out in the last 3 days that I was eating ice cream. I ate ice cream 3 nights in a row, and each of those nights I got a significant hot flash, just one, didn't last long, and I have a neck cooler that helped me out. But now I'm starting to connect it. That much sugar and added sugars and flavors. Definitely didn't agree with, it's working against what I'm doing. So I'm more aware. But those are my 4 favorite products that I started with. Of course, over the 7 years, I've added things like our skincare line. I use our pain relief line, and I've added our omegas, which they are, if we have a full spectrum, like this omega product, all of the omegas that we need for anti-inflammation and health. And it's perfect for people who go and get their blood work done and their blood work is not perfect. Like you've got some cholesterol, triglyceride issues, you've got diabetes, you've got some brain stuff going on. It's healthy heart, healthy brain, healthy blood. And that's what our omegas are absolutely helping me with. My blood sugar numbers came down. I'm now normal. I don't have the worry about going on medication. And my diet changed gradually on its own. I didn't like the sweets anymore. I didn't crave them anymore. And the less I ate, the less I enjoyed them. And so now my taste buds have totally flipped around, and I love vegetables where I didn't eat them at all before Plexus. So that was longer than I wanted to do, but I wanted to get it all in, these things that I used. And I will come back in. Today's my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Pat Brake. She's in the group. I wanted to wish her a happy birthday, and we're taking her to lunch. So this afternoon, I might come back on with a couple of my other favorite products that I've been using. And, if you have any questions, pop them in the comments section, and I will get to those. And honestly, if I were to ask you, people who drink sodas or coffee or tea for that energy and the caffeine, if I told you that you had to pay for all of those things up front, along with the snacks that you eat because your blood sugar is out of whack, if you had to pay for it all up front, I wonder what that would cost you. $200, $300 maybe a month. What I'm talking about when I started is about $120 a month. And right now, and we'll share this, but right now, to join as that member and have these wholesale prices that I spend, it only costs $1. You had $1 to jump in, and then you buy a welcome pack. And it's those things that I was just talking about. And you get wholesale prices, 60-day money-back guarantee. I knew I couldn't lose anything if I joined her, joined my friend Angela, and said, I'll do this for 3 months. If I don't like it, I get 2 months of my money back. Didn't lose anything, really. And it was totally worth it, because here I am 7 years later, so much healthier. I rarely take naps. Like, it better be I've worked hard in the yard. So, y'all, I'm excited that you're in here. I hope that you take the time to read the posts and think about yourself, but also think about someone that you love, that you're watching go down that path of saying, I hate aging. It's because it's just crappy or whatever. Think about that person. You might be able to help them have a better life. So let's talk later about quantity versus quality. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.